I applied to 1,023 jobs, got ghosted, rejected, ignored, but then offers from Microsoft, TikTok, Grab, and Johnson Controls. But what changed? Well, I found out what recruiters actually care about. This didn't happen by chance. What I discovered through trial and error is that getting interviews and offers isn't random. It's about finding approaches that actually work. If you're struggling with rejections, ghosting, or just figuring out where to start, this video is perfect for you. Hi, I'm Nikhil. I was working with the Singapore government for over a year as a network and cybersecurity specialist. Great people, technical work I loved, but I craved something more client-facing, a mix of tech, people, and business strategy. So I took the leap and started applying. After dozens of rejections, I realized something crucial. There are specific strategies that can improve your selection chances by tenfold. I've broken this video down into 4 comprehensive parts so that you can follow along easily. The application process, getting callbacks during the interview, and after the interview. So without further ado, let's dive in. Whether you're switching jobs or looking for internships, here's a complete roadmap. Keyword optimization made a huge difference. For every job I applied to, I carefully read the description and tailored my resume to include specific keywords. This dramatically improves recruiter attention. For an opening at TikTok, I noticed they emphasized cost optimization in the job description. The resume I sent them didn't highlight this enough. I actually emailed the recruiter again with an updated resume and asked her to use that instead. And guess what? The very next day, I got the interview. If you're not sure how to update your resume effectively, plug this prompt into ChatGPT. Recruiters typically give you 15 to 20 minutes to determine if you're worth advancing. They'll ask you basic questions like, why are you interested in this role? Tell me about your teamwork experience, walk me through your resume. Here's a critical rule. Whatever keyword you add to your resume, understand them completely. Research anything you're not 100% confident about. Don't lose recruiter trust by claiming skills you can't back up. And here's a follow-up mistake everyone makes. After you've had a conversation with the recruiter and you're waiting for the next steps, I used to ping the recruiters every other day. Any updates? When's the next round? But that was a terrible approach and it just makes recruiters annoyed. You've got to realize that recruiters can't instantly schedule you for interviews. Recruiters need approval from multiple stakeholders and interview availability. Your interviewers have their own primary jobs. Interviewing newcomers is just an additional responsibility they fit into their schedule. You'll see much better results both in your interview success and sanity when you stop pestering recruiters and continue applying elsewhere. Congratulations, you've finally got yourself an interview slot. Now, the real challenge begins. You'll typically face 2 to 3 rounds, 1 to 2 technical, followed by HR round. I want you to go and email your recruiter these 2 questions. Is this technical or behavioral? And who will be interviewing me? When I asked my TikTok recruiter about the interview panel, she told me one interviewer was particularly interested in cloud migration strategies. This really came in handy. So when asked about cloud migration during the interview, I was perfectly prepared. So to be prepared for technical rounds, create a technical cheat sheet which you can review before each round. Also, prepare real-world situations you can discuss. These are what really impress interviewers. As for behavioral questions, personally what I found really helpful was to not just think about possible answers, but to actually practice saying them out loud. Recording yourself and playing it back also helps as you're going to be your harshest critic. I created a list of 30 commonly asked non-technical questions and practiced my responses out loud until they felt natural, not rehearsed. Now comes the interview. This is where I think many qualified candidates, including myself, initially missed opportunities. If you think interviews are 30-minute conversations about background and why you deserve the job, you're wrong. There's only one question in your interviewer's mind. Do I want this person on my team? If you have made it to the interview stage, you already have the basic qualifications they're looking for. Think about it. If hiring was purely about finding someone who can do the job, why even meet in person when they can just see your qualifications on your resume? For competitive positions in tech companies, there might be 1,000 applications for every position. Out of those, maybe 200 or 300 people could do the job equally well, but only one will get the offer. So landing the job has surprisingly little to do with whether you can do the work and much more to do with the connection. What I realized is that interviewers are looking for someone who is personable yet professional, someone they would enjoy working with, and someone who won't embarrass them. One game-changing approach that transformed my interviews was shifting my language from I-focused to you-focused. This subtle change completely changed how interviewers view you. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Let's say you're applying for a role at Google. Instead of saying, I'm really interested in this role because I want to develop my skills and having your name in my resume will increase my credibility and I believe I'll grow at Google. You could say, your team's cloud migration challenges are exactly where my experience can add immediate value. You mentioned your priority is reducing infrastructure costs. My background in cost optimization could help your department meet these targets faster. The difference was clear. In interviews where I use you-focused language at least 70% of the time, my callback rate for next rounds nearly doubled. This wasn't about manipulation, it was about genuinely showing how I could provide value to their specific situation, rather than just talking about my own desires and interests. Okay, now you're done with the interview. Here's the reality. Even after great interviews, you might not get the offer. Companies have internal candidates, budgets get frozen, or they find someone with a more specific skill set. You've got to remember, you aren't begging for the job, you're offering value. Think of yourself as a professional they'll be lucky to have, rather than just another applicant. This really helped me maintain my confidence throughout the journey. So while following up, instead of saying, "Hi again, I know I just emailed you yesterday, but I'm just so anxious to hear back. I've been refreshing my email every 30 minutes and I can barely sleep. This job will literally change my life. I've been unemployed for 3 months and my savings are running out." Keep it classy and say, "Thank you for the insightful conversation about your team's challenges. I'm excited about the opportunity to contribute to your cost optimization initiatives. Please let me know if you need any additional information from me." See, that's so much better. This mindset shift was powerful for me. When I stopped obsessing over individual opportunities and focused on what I could do, I was able to use the time applying for new positions instead of worrying about old interviews. Let's recap the key steps. Tailor every application with specific keywords from job descriptions. Research thoroughly before each stage. Present yourself as a human, not a robot. And follow up with confidence, not desperation. There's even a term I learned that explains why these strategies work. It's called expanding your luck surface area. Think of it like playing in the rain. The bigger the umbrella you hold, the more raindrops you'll catch. And here's the really powerful part. These small improvements don't just add up, they multiply. Job hunting is partly about luck, but you can engineer your own luck through consistently improving and expanding your luck surface area. So start with one strategy from this video. Customize your next application with specific keywords, or practice you-focused language for your upcoming interview. Don't forget to grab my free Notion document with 50 plus interview questions using the link below. It's the same resource that helped me prepare for Microsoft, TikTok and other offers. Drop your questions in the comments, I read and respond to everyone. See you in the next video. Now go and land that dream job.